Hello and welcome back to ParaMedia Podcast. Today on this episode we're going to be going over a very interesting little device called the Ovilus 5. This is a very, very unique device that paranormal investigators will use on paranormal investigations. It's probably a more controversial piece of tech. It's some people aren't too comfortable or sure about it yet and don't quite take it as a very reliable source of a reliable tool for investigating. But I do. I like it. It's one of my favorite pieces of tech. The Ovilus 5 is a device that is basically a word bank. It has a word bank in it that each word is attached to a specific energy. And so if you have a spirit wanting to communicate, they will use this device to manipulate the energy, and with that, words will be given. So you're going to hear it audibly. You're also going to see it. And the Ovilus is turned on right now. It's kind of the home screen, the main menu. That's what you see right when you power it on. You've got several options. You've got the ABC in the top corner that looks like it's on top of a book in the top left corner. That is your standard where you go. It'll spit out words from the word bank, matching the energy. The next one is this detecting sort of different energy waves. The one after that, it's like a draw piece of tech, and so if it's picking up on energy, it's gonna almost draw it out. So there's a lot of cool features to this device. I primarily stick to the ABC in the top left corner, so that's gonna look like that. That is not paranormal going on. It just spit out 3 words, could, and it's spitting out more. So the first few I missed, but right now I've got Hughes, James, and Venus on the screen. That does not mean that there's some spirit here interacting and manipulating the energy with this. I just powered it on, so it's getting adjusted to what the natural energy of this room is. Now, if I were to set it down, say on a table by itself, walk away, and it's not around anything that's got energy, and it starts communicating or starts giving words, then I'd be a little bit interested and would have to do some investigating. That just gave me results. Again, I don't believe that to be spirit energy. It's just kind of adjusting to the natural room energy so that anything else can 60 these numbers. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because we're not here to investigate. And again, don't know that it's actually activity or anything. It could just be settling and adjusting to the natural room. What you get with this device and how to charge it, I bought this with a paranormal business that creates different tech. They are absolutely incredible. I've bought various equipment from them, quite a few. And so there's a card that kind of explains its instruction manual per se to the Ovilus 5 here. For me, it came in a really nice, fancy hard shell case to protect it. And as far as battery, it is a charge. Don't replace batteries, you plug it in and charge it. This is actually the charging cable, which is a very, very awesome. It retracts and then goes back. So it's a very cool little charging cable. I love it. Again, this device is probably one of my absolute favorites to investigate with. I've always had fantastic luck with the Ovilus. I'm going to explain a little bit. The home page is this. It's the main. Oh, sorry, not that. I accidentally hit the settings. That's the home page, the main menu. Dictionary mode, which is the book that has the ABC on it in the top far left corner. Draw mode, it draws blocks across the screen in colors derived from environmental changes. So the draw mode is going to be the circle with the pencil looking device in the top right. So that's the draw mode. Energy mode, which is going to be top middle. Energy mode displays energy level readings in a sine wave style. The log mode lists the words voiced during dictionary mode. So that is basically the record. It's a record of what all this device communicated in the dictionary mode. So I can actually go all the way to the very back and tell you what those numbers were, or what those words were that I missed. Static, lift, could, Venus, James, whose, result, 60, these numbers. That is what was communicated this morning whenever it was just adjusting to the natural room energy. Motion mode displays motion fluctuations, enabling small movements to be visualized. This would be good if you wanted to detect footsteps. Like you're in an old abandoned building investigating, and there are these old creaky wood floors. You're just sitting there by yourself investigating. Set up the motion mode, which is direct center, on the floor, and if you have a pretty serious spike, it's going to let you know. It detects the motion. That's one example of how to use that. Just anywhere that you can get a secure sort of baseline, no movement, and just it'll kind of quiet down. I'm moving now, holding this up, but if you do that, it'll let you know it's being moved. So, phonetic mode, which is the middle far right. It looks like a little chat bubble with the letters PH. Speech is formed using, I'm sorry, I don't know this word, foamies from environmental readings. So the idea is, if you can clearly hear a word through that's spirit communication. I actually have an app on my phone that is a phonetic generator like this that I prefer to use myself. I've had such great luck with it. There are some apps that are actually really incredible paranormal tools, and some not so much. But the phonetic generator that I have, that I will show in a completely separate video on my phone. That's what I like to use. I have used it on this device before. It works. It's nice. It's great. You know, but again, I primarily like the dictionary mode. So that's why I bought it, is to have the dictionary mode. Proximity mode. Energy levels in a radial graph, sensitivity of alarm controlled in settings. I'm basically reading the instructions. So it's going to be like the motion mode, but it's going to be circular. And so it's basically 360 around. If you've got something with higher activity this way or this way, you kind of gauge from that the proximity of where that is. The true false mode. I have used this, and this is fun to use. This is one that I like to use a bit more as well. Again, dictionary mode is my go-to, but the true false mode measures energy to provide a true or false interpretation. So how this goes with true false mode in the Ovilus 5 is, if you wanted to hold an EVP session and ask yes or no questions, true or false questions, you can use the true false mode. And really what it does is it's got a green dot at the top, red one at the bottom, and a line, squiggly line that'll move around. And when you ask a question, is it true or false, the squiggly line will move to whichever one and light up the either green circle, ball, whatever you want to call it, or the red. And so green is usually true, red is false, yes, no, kind of goes like that. And there's also a settings button as well to just access the device preferences and setup, so you can mess with that a little bit. I don't usually. The device arrives from Digital Dowsing, and they are incredible with making this tech and having it ready to go, where it's just delivered to you. You open the box, pull it out, and it's ready to turn on. You're ready to investigate with it. There's not really much needed for like adjusting anything. It's good to go. There is one piece of tech that does require a bit of assembly, but that's because that's how I bought it, and I will actually share that in a later video as well. But this device, it arrived in the box in its fantastic case, and I literally just opened the case, took the device out, powered it on, and I was ready to go investigate. I love this business. They create very, very unique and very, very quality, helpful tools for paranormal investigating. One of my favorite places to shop from as far as paranormal tech, because they really do top-notch work, and so I do highly recommend them. They are not sponsoring this video at all. This is my own personal experience as a customer, a return customer over many years. They're legit. They know how to make some quality tech. I would not be saying that if it was not true. I've just had such a fantastic experience shopping with them, and their tech. They do not sponsor me at all. They do not. And so they have some of the more reasonably priced stuff. This device here, I had to special order and wait for them to actually make it, build it, and it cost me over $500 for this. This little device was pretty pricey, but it is one of the devices that is my absolute favorite, my go-to. I take it to every investigation. I am using it at every investigation. At some point throughout the investigation, I'm pulling this little guy out and communicating with the dictionary mode. I love this device. So I'm gonna go ahead and power it off and put it back in its case. Close the case up. This is ParaMedia Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of going over the Ovilus 5. I would not be here if it were not for my incredible viewers. Thank you so much. You all are amazing. If you're ever interested in investigating, please let me know if you want to investigate with ParaMedia. If you have an experience that you'd like to share, I would love to have you on as a guest speaker. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have someone that you know would be interested in this video, please send it their way. Thank you so much for all my viewers. I appreciate all of you. And as always, please be safe, be happy, and enjoy investigating. Till next time.